of all those particular pointers, and then we will discuss about it. Okay. So to give you means actually usually whenever I wanted to refer about this, so I'll just refer for this particular article. So Guru 99 in this article. So usually from long time I was referring this. Here it have a very quick and shorter forms of this. What is meant by priority and what do you mean by severity, and what is the difference between them, when I should give the priority, when I should give the severity, who will be giving the priority, who will be giving the severity, and how we need to treat them. So these are the questions which we need to answer for this priority and severity. Let's club the pointers which Shiva and then Ruma and then Shashi and Monica said. Now if you see here, priority and severity. Priority means it's the talk about in which order or how soon this particular bug has to be fixed. Priority means, boss, like, I am so urgent, I need to run away. So there is a priority queue, normal queue. So there means if you go to the airports, you will be having an express queue and the normal queue. So in the express queue, you'll pay some more business class people, then they will go. Means we will give the first priority for them to go. The same way, when we given a priority for the bug, so then that is a first, means that's a first bugs which it can be fixed upon. So you need to remember that priority means the priority queues, how fast you can move. The same way, that much fast the bug can be fixed upon. So the developers need to fix that particular bug as quickly as possible. So this is what priority. And priority have three stages. One is high, medium, low. Now let's see what means. We have seen the priority. Now we come back to the severity. Now we'll see what is severity. Now severity will talks about how serious is this particular bug. Means what is the impact of this particular bug. Okay. Now you'll take a severity means I usually take one example, hospital. There will be a general ward and there will be ICU ward. So now if the patient condition is critical, then what we will do, we'll take that patient and put it into the ICU. For an example, there is an accident. So that accident case is immediately taken into the ICU, not to the general ward, right? So now few things are there. I have a fever, cough or something. I have some diarrhea, whatever the things are there. I'll just go to the general ward, not to the ICU. So based upon the seriousness of the illness, the patient would be kept into the ICU or into the general wards. The similar way, based upon the severity of that particular bug, so that can be placed into the critical or major or moderate or minor or cosmetic. So into these five classifications, they have been defined. And guys, this is not standard across the organizations. The organization may have critical, minor, cosmetic. That's it. And few organizations will have high, medium, low, as Shiva said. So now it is not like everyone should use this, but still this is what the standard. It is defined. When you're talking about severity, you need to define it in this particular 5 phases. When you're talking about priority, you need to talk about in these 3 ways. But the people might change organization to organization. Don't say that means I seen somewhere high, medium, low, but why it was coming like this. This is a standard, but people change according to their convenience. Okay, now well, let's means as Shiva explained about this right examples in handling what you meant by high, medium, low. I will not take means that much because already you guys have heard. High means if it is a showstopper, boss, I can't move further. I stopped this application, it was stopped, nothing else I can do. Then those type of bugs, we will call it as priority bugs. Simple. If that particular bug is not fixed, application will not move further. What type of testing it will happen here? What type of testing bugs will be showstoppers? Anjum?
Sanity.
Sorry?
Smoke testing.
Yes, Aisha. So it's smoke, sanity, those type of bugs. Means when we have the bugs from the sanity or the smoke or the BVT, if we have that one, those are called as priority bugs, high priority bugs. Then we'll stop. That's it. We can't do anything more now because that has to be fixed immediately right away. You need to fix that and then only I'll work, or else I can't do that. So this is what where we stopping and we'll stop our execution. This is what the entry exit criteria or suspend means. Actually, rather than saying the entry exit criteria, this is suspension and redemption of the testing, resumption of the testing. So in the plan, in the test plan, we will write these particular pointers. Okay, now come back to the medium level. In the medium level, uh, what type of testing bugs it will means when we are testing this, and then when we'll get a test during the development phase, we do okay. Can you guess what type of testing we perform at that time? These particular medium bugs will be coming to us. We may get high priority or the medium priority, but to give you the relevance of this one, if you're doing some compatibility testing while doing the regression testing, so when you're doing these type of testings, we will be having the medium level. Why didn't you ask this particular question? Because it might confuse. That's the reason I given you the answers. So high will always comes from, it's not a rule that only from smoke and sanity we will be getting the high level bugs, and from the regression we will not get the high level bugs. It's not like that. Anywhere, any part of your application, you can get this high priority, but mostly where you will get it is high. Don't give the answer that in high I'll have only the smoke and this. So it's not like that. Even apart from that too, you will also get it in the regression, or you will get it in any type of testing. You'll be getting this. Okay, and the medium is, it is a bug. Means it's a deviation from the expectation. It's a bug, but it's okay. It's not means it's like a showstopper. Still the application can work, but still this has to be fixed as quickly as possible. Not a heart attack situation. So he can stay for a day and then he can go for a surgery. Not immediately he can go for the surgery. Now next one is low. So those are like any spelling mistake, any color changes, those are the things we will keep it as a least priority. Now come to the severity. So this side, when it comes to the seriousness, we do have the critical, major, moderate, and minor. I don't want to confuse with the many definitions and all the things. So I'll keep these two things as one, and these two things as one, and then critical as one. So critical is high urgency. So now that because of that, there is a huge impact. So now it comes always with the priority. Severity and priority would be always high. But I have high seriousness to fix this particular bug. For an example, as she had taken the example, I doing the payment was stopped and nothing we have to do it. So because of that one, you lost a huge amount. So those thing bugs are called as critical bugs, and critical and the major bugs, whatever the showstopper and having a huge impact on the system, or it was throwing the error messages. Means when you do a payment saying that server not found, or the payment under process, and then the customer will not know what it was happening. So those type of things we can pack it under to this. And next one, you can compare the moderate and the minor. So this seriousness is there, but as I told you this the right example, so he need to go under a surgery. For example, he broken his leg. So now the seriousness is there, so he need to get operated, but not exactly immediately on the same point of time. But he have a brain injury, he need to take immediately, and then he need to get into the operation. So that is what the basic differences between the critical, major, and then moderate and minor. So he can stay for some time and then he can get operated. And the cosmetic surgery means, for example, cosmetic surgeries we will have. I wanted to change my nose, I wanted to change my lips, I wanted to change the skin crafting. So this is not so urgent and not so important, but still for making the people so attractive, the people try to do this. The same way, for making the application so user friendly, we need to fix this particular bugs, or this particular bug. So that's where we give this particular cosmetic severity. Okay, so this is how the severity and priority was classified, and severity will show the seriousness of the bug, priority will show that how soon I need to fix it. So this is what the basic definitions and the differences between the both. And there is a one good chart here. If you see, this is what the quadrant, if you see on the x-axis, y-axis, right? So on the y-axis, you will be seeing it as a critical, non-critical. This quadrant is critical, non-critical quadrant, and this is urgent and low. So now if you see on this y-axis, you will be seeing the priority, and if you see here on the x-axis, you will be having the severity. Now Severity will have critical, non-critical, priority has low and urgent. If see, what are the things we can say that high severity, high priority? Okay, so okay, so high critical and high priority. Then if you see here, key functions if doesn't not work, means for an example login function, as Ruma said, if that is not working, then the priority of that one is very high and the severity of that one is very critical. Now we will see non-critical means the severity is not so much, but priority is more. Now company logo itself, it's a wrong. So for an example, now you take this Outlook. In the Outlook, instead of this Outlook, if it comes as a Gmail, will it be acceptable? So the company will itself they will blast us. So that is having low priority, low severity, but high priority of fixing that particular thing. So now if you see here, that is what they are saying, that company logo, here they are talking about the color. So now if that logo, because of that one, it will not impact too much, means any spelling, because the name of a company is a spelling mistake, that will not impact your functionality, that is not having a major impacts. But fixing of that one is high priority, because the client can't accept, because it's just my logo boss, how can you keep my spelling mistake there? So that's how the priority will be urgent, means high, and the severity would be minor or cosmetic. Not cosmetic, it can comes under the minor. Now let's see the reverse of this, because this is what in interviews the people will ask. Can you tell me an example of high priority, high severity? Can you tell me the priority of low severity, high priority? So now this is low severity, high priority. Many of the people will ask you this question, this quadrants question. So low severity, high priority. Now here, high priority, high severity. Guys, when I'm using high, it please consider that as critical. To give you how it originally asked in the interviews, that's what I was just wanted to replicate. So high priority, high severity. Then if the key functionalities are not working. So high priority, low severity. Then it is coming as under the company logo, spelling mistakes, anything. Now here, if you see here, the priority is low, but severity is critical, means priority low but severity is high. So those are the things, features that use rarely use, which doesn't work, means because of that particular feature, we may not use that one more frequently, but that issue has to be fixed. Because of that, there is a seriousness of that issue. For an example, I'll give you take Swiggy. So in Swiggy, they have been newly added one particular feature. So which is that feature is delivering whatever you want. What you think, you deliver it. Means for an example, you wanted to deliver your documents to one place to another place. Actually, there is a bug in that particular thing. So actually, that is not so priority for them. So because that's a new functionality, they've given it to us. Many of the customers are not using that one. But if some customers are using, so then they will hamper it, and then the none of the people will, means obviously they will give the bad rating for it. So that's the reason. So it's a functionalities are there, but it's a rarely used functionality. But if you are not fixing that, there is an impact for the application. So those things are called as low priority but high severity things. And we do have low priority, low severity. So then the caption image written in the wrong font. So font size, font name, these things are, see here you need to understand, caption image font, they are not saying that caption. So if the caption is wrong, then it will go to this quadrant. But here they are saying that colors, and these are very cosmetic, and the low priority cosmetic severity. So those things will be fall under here. So now what you need to understand, so the colors, fonts, font sizes, alignments, so these all things will be part of low severity, low priority. Okay, so now we understood what is severity, priority, what is the basic difference between severity, priority, and what are the different phases in severity and priority, and what is a combination of this one: high priority, low severity, low severity, high priority, high severity, high priority, low severity, low priority. So this is the quadrants which we have been understood. Now the most important pointer, but not the least, how or who would be giving this severity and priority for a bug? This is the most important pointer, guys. there is a huge debate happens on this, because if you go for means any organizations, the people will say that, boss, we are logging the bug, we know what is the severity of this. Now, opposite side, developer will come and say, boss, we are fixing this one, we know what is the impact of this particular bug and what is the severity of this particular, sorry, priority of this particular bug. You don't decide, I'll decide this. So there is always a cold war between the people. So now what it will happen is, when we are logging a bug, we can have the severity priority, we will change, we will keep it as a high priority. When developer opens this one, what he will do is, because the developers always feel that in my code, if I have high priority bugs, this will impact my performance. So then what they will do, okay, I know few developers are listening this conversation, they might feel awkward about it, but still, this is what in general it will happen. So now what that guy will do, so he will change, oh, not, this is not at all a high priority, this is a low priority bug, so I'll keep this into the low priority. So, and then, so, but the problem is, it's not about the tester is doing right, or it's not about the developer doing it right, but the problem is whether the bug is fixed immediately or not, or based upon the priority and the severity. So at this particular point of time, in the different modes, now what it has been moved is, boss, you don't keep POS or you don't keep POS. Now product owner will comes into the picture. In Agile, the doing the prioritization of anything will be taken care by the product owner. So you can suggest your pointers to him, boss, this is very important and this is so critical, so that we need to fix that as soon as possible. And the developer also will say that, boss, it is important or not. So based upon the discussion, the product owners will define this, and now the product owner will define this is a high priority, boss, you fix it, this is a heart attack situation. Anyways, if heart attack bugs are coming, means heart attack situation means like any production issues are coming, so that there is no chance that you need to jump immediately, fix it, and then you need to do it. And you shouldn't say that, boss, I'm working in my sprint, I can't do that. That will not acceptable. So this is what, so the most important pointers you need to remember. So it all depends upon organization to organization, whether the people are setting it on the priority and severity by the developer or the tester or this one. So if you go to the articles, many of the articles are there. Few articles will say that the tester has the complete right to keep this, and in few articles they will be writing the developer has a complete information to fix this one, because it is a two different angles when we see a particular bug. Because a tester sees a bug in a different angle, the developer sees a bug in a different angle. So that's the reason I don't wanted to get into that conflict of interest. So I just wanted to say that it can be kept by either of the people with the right justification and giving to the priority for the product owners. If it is not product owner, means if it is in the Agile, product owner will be taking care. If it is in any other SDLC models, so we do have the dev lead, tech lead will discuss and do it, or the manager will not do this all. Tech lead and dev leads will be taking care in the conjunction with the concurrence with the product manager if required. Okay, that's how will be the bug can be given the priority and the severity. And when I'm talking about the test cases, I said, boss, we need to give the priority and this ones to the test cases also. Severity can't be given for, means none of the cases I have been seen that severity has been given to the cases, but my guru taught me it is always good to have severity for the test cases also. But I didn't see that. But majorly when we seen for a particular test cases, priority would be defined. How the priority would be means what is the importance of a priority means, if you want to do the estimations of a particular test cases, without doing having the priority, you can't do the estimations. So what do you meant by priority in the test cases means we can take the same thing, high, medium, low. High test cases are nothing but all your smoke test cases, and which do means if you don't perform that particular test case, that would be a showstopper. Example, well, I'll take the same example which Ruma given, login. So if without doing login, can you perform anything? So then that is a high level test case. Next, I'll need to go to the inbox and then see whether all the emails has been displayed in the email box. So because if the emails are not displayed, what else you can test for that? So then this is also a high level test cases. Now, if you see here, you can means when I said this one in my previous sessions, the people directly asked that, oh, all my smoke cases are my high priority test cases. Can I consider this, sir? Obviously, yes, and may or may not be. So all your smoke test cases may or may not be your high level priority test cases. And all your regression test cases, can I keep it as a medium and low? Probably yes, no. It all depends upon. See, now I define if there is any showstopper, if the application is getting break, those type of test cases you call it as high priority. And high priority will be derived on two things. One is the complexity of the test cases and the time to execute that particular test cases, and whether it's a showstopper or not. So based upon these particular 3 pointers, the test cases can be prioritized according to these three factors. And when it comes to the medium, so it is not a showstopper, but that is most important functionalities test cases we are doing it, then those things are called as a medium. And low is all cosmetic, like alignment, font sizes, font changes, and all other things, means which is a low level. Usually the regression case suits also segregated into or enumerated. Guys, keep it in mind, in interviews the people will ask you, what do you meant by test case enumeration? The most important question. So enumeration is nothing but classification of your test cases. So now I classified as smoke, or I classified as a BVT smoke, and regression high, regression low, regression medium. So we will define that and then place the respective test cases accordingly. So test cases can be classified according to the type of testing, and the test cases can be classified according to the type testing means testing levels type. Levels type means API level, performance level, security level, UI level, those things. So these all means when I come to the test case enumeration, I'll discuss about detail more, because if you go for any good organizations, I'm telling you, right, for Amazon, Freshdesk, wherever I attended the interview, the first question they used to ask me, what do you meant by test case enumeration? How you classify these test cases, and what are the means, how you think about the testing? Because we do have a testing pyramid, which it starts from unit test cases, API test cases, and UI test cases, performance cases, and security cases, and ETL cases. So this is what our testing pyramid, and in from that particular testing pyramid, we will do it. So I'll show you something. Means actually this is a real-time projects. In the real-time projects, how we will project to the client. So now when we are doing it for API, ETL, so everything we have created different decks. I'll just take from some sample how we will show this testing pyramid. I'll just show it quickly. So this is how means we can give the confidence that we will be. I think some echo is coming, so please go on mute. So if you see here, this is what our testing pyramid. So this is units, this is API testing, and this is web testing, and then this is ETL testing, this is performance, and then this is security. So now this is means this is what our testing pyramid. When you are testing a particular application, you should consider the complete testing pyramid. So there is a scenario, means if I ask you to test a particular application, oh, from unit testing, what it happened, the developer will take care. From API layer, what it happened, so I need to think about it. Web UI layer, what it was happening. See, as of now, we are learning and training on only on this, but we are not going to the ETL, performance, security, and API. But these are the most important things. See, when you say the testing is completed, you shouldn't say that I tested UI and then it is ready to go to the live. No. So you need to think the 360 degrees of testing. So that is API testing, ETL testing, performance, security. So now you need to understand. So when the test coverage, it's a very broader spectrum when you're deriving a test coverage. So when you say that test coverage is at least 99.999% means it should cover from API, it should cover from the web and mobile. Means for example, mobile means not from mobile app. So for an example, I open Amazon, and the same amazon.com I can open in the mobile web browser also. Even there also you need to test it. So when you are doing the automation, you not only need to test the desktop browser, mobile browser also you need to test it. So as of now, our training and focus, everything was restricted to this level, but we do need to think from all these particular levels. So this is the broader spectrum of testing. And when you do the test case enumeration, you need to consider all these enumerations too. And apart from this one, suit level enumeration. So in the suit level enumeration, we have the BVT, smoke, regression, high, low, medium. So that is what enumerations. So how you can segregate, this will fall into the smoke, this will fall into the regression. So how you can do that segregation is based upon the priority. So for that, I just recap to you all this, told you the pointers. Priority can be given not only for the bug, priority should be given for the test cases. Then only when I talk about the level of efforts or the estimations, I'll talk in detail about this one. So if you wanted to do the estimation for any particular test cases, definitely you should require the priority. And the most important thing is, if someone comes and asks me, boss, how much time it will take, don't say that randomly I'll take 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days. No. If you come and back and say me that, then that is, I can easily drag back into the people. So don't do that. So you should have, boss, if I wanted to go from Chennai to Pondicherry, it is 121 kilometers. If I go with a velocity of 60 kilometers speed, I'll reach Pondicherry within 2 hours. How it is derived? Now, if I'll say the same story in a different version. Boss, I don't means there is some way from Chennai to Pondicherry. Probably it will take 3 hours of time. Then immediately what I'll ask, how you are saying that 3 hours? But there is some means there is a I don't know whether the road is proper or not. I don't know with what velocity I'll going it. I don't know whether I'll reach there. I don't know whether the vehicle got punctured, or I don't know how many kilometers. Is it means reliable, or the first story is reliable? So when you are doing any estimations, you should have that accuracy. So how to derive that accuracy? We do have three techniques. When I talked about the estimations, I'll talk about that. So doing that estimations, the prerequisite for any particular test case is the priority. So that is the importance of the priority in the test case level. And this is the importance of the at a bug level. So and test case priority, who will be giving? That's for damn sure that would be given by the testers only. No doubt that developer team can come and say that this will take this much of time. No, the test case priorities will be given only by the testers. That's for sure. Okay, so now what we discussed for this particular last half an hour is okay, so what we have been discussed is we means as a developer means sorry, we have discussed what is severity, priority, what are the different types of modes of severity, priority, and what is the difference between them. And then when it would be the high low, the combinations we have been discussed, who will be giving the priority and severity we discussed. And then in terms of the test case level, how the priority would be defined. So those things we have been discussed. So I just give a pause over here. So any questions or anything for me?